Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I have an island update about the things that have changed on my island. And I realize it's actually been quite a bit, and I've been meaning to actually make this video for quite some time now. But so many of my good friends have been dropping like their incredible DAs, so I just really haven't had time to actually sit down and make a video about what's changed on my island. And just to let you know, I do most of my island building on stream, actually pretty much all of it. So if you haven't had the chance to stop by a stream and you want to see the real-time updates of what's changing on my island, please make sure to come out to one of them. I stream currently every Monday on YouTube, and then Wednesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays on Twitch. And just to let you know, if you aren't already in the Discord server, I always post when I'm going live in there. So if you hadn't had the chance to go ahead and join the server, please do. We have a great community there. All of the links to everything I just mentioned will be in the description below. And also please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. It would just go a long way in helping out the growth of this channel. And by the time this video goes live, I'll probably have already hit 14K subs on my channel, which is just absolutely insane. The support has been incredible. Thank you all so much. And if you haven't already subscribed, please do, just help out a ton. But without further ado, let's just go ahead and get right into it. So right here on my island, I can pull up what my map looks like currently. And as you can probably see, I'm already on the left-hand side of my map, kind of near resident services. If you haven't had the chance to see my last island update video, please go ahead and do that. I'll have a card up at the top for you. In the last update video, I really focused on what was near my entrance, and just a couple of things have changed around my entrance, and I'll show that off in a little bit, but I'm currently over to the left of my resident services. Most of the things that I've actually done on my island since the last update all are kind of in this plane, so I'm just gonna go ahead and start from here just to show you. I have my resident services over here, just a lot of blank space. I'm still trying to figure out what I want to use to clean up this space. But one thing for me is that I'm hoping to keep most of my island pretty clean, pretty simple. I'm trying not to go overboard and clutter things up. I don't want to like put a ton of like, you know, the papers on my street, stuff like that. I'm just kind of trying to keep my island pretty simple, pretty clean. I'm in the cherry blossom season right now, but I might actually switch back over to summer like I was in my last island update. And so right here, coming from like where that main entrance plaza was, I have this diagonal road that will lead us up into here, keeping it very simple in here. Just a couple of items, a couple of trees, a bike, and then just a ton of machines in different colors. I'm really just enjoying how simple this is for myself. And then of course, more of Suityu's fence code, which I'm just totally in love with. And then if we just go up from here, and so right here, we can actually take this blue staircase up, and this is gonna go ahead and start showing off my brand new skyline that I've built out. And if you've been around for a long time, you've probably seen the skyline on my first city island that I built. And this is that same city island that I just completely tore down. And I just knew for myself, I had to pretty much pop up that same exact skyline. So a lot of this is very similar to the old skyline I had. I just wanted to expand on this. So I'm gonna go ahead and just run through and show you what it looks like right here. I'm starting to get a little bit of item lag, and I think that's to be expected with all these items jam-packed in here. And so I just kind of want to go over some of the inspiration I had for this. So I'm just gonna go ahead, pull out my camera, and from this view, you can see over to the left, there's like a little park, a little bench area over there, which is a ton of cherry blossom trees over there. And this idea actually came from Mosashu, I believe it's pronounced. I'm probably butchering it, so sorry about that. But I'll have a link in the description below to one of their videos, because they actually created this entire like giant tree perspective. And you've probably seen this trend because it totally went viral across Instagram and Reddit and stuff like that. And so I just knew I wanted to have it far off in the distance from myself, so I recreated it myself, put it back there. And then yeah, this first part of the skyline pretty much mimicking almost what my old skyline used to look like. And so one crazy happy accident that happened while I was building this out was actually on stream, and I wanted to move my Able sisters to a different spot. So I'd actually got the plot down, moved it to a different spot, and I started building around it. And then I realized I could use the Able sisters like shop sign there to be able to like incorporate into the skyline itself. And this was before we got all the updates to the new slots, and we had 50 new slots now. So I was looking for ways to add more dimension, add more like signage over here, and this actually worked perfectly. What was unfortunate was that I had already moved it to a different spot, so then I had to repay to move it again. But not a super huge deal. I love how this turned out. And so moving along right in the middle of this like skyline that I have here, you can see like the trains that are going up there. It took a long time to figure out this perspective, but basically those are the model train items, and then they're actually stacked on top of the outdoor bench item. And then in front of it, to kind of help the perspective a little bit, I have different stages of growth of the cherry blossom trees, and then there are also trees behind it as well. And then also for a little bit of movement, a little bit of extra dimension to the space, I put that big antenna in the back there, and I wanted to make sure it was moving up and down while it is, so that way no matter what time you come, it might be in a different position. I know it moves quite slowly, so I'm just gonna go ahead and move on. And then over here on the right hand side, so actually before I tore down my city island, I was trying to make the wintertime work for me, and on a stream and doing some builds, I actually created like a brand new apartment complex that I really enjoyed. I really love that apartment complex. So this right here is actually pretty much a 1-for-1 recreation of that old apartment building that I had made. I just wanted to put it over here next to the skyline, kind of extend and make this giant skyline here. And I just really enjoy the run through. I just feel like there's a whole lot of different details and dimension here. I still want to add some more stuff. Now that we have the 50 new design codes, I'm very excited to go ahead and try out some more different windows and a couple other kind of textures for the apartments themselves. And then if I keep heading right, this is still all really unfinished. Of course, my island is a huge work in progress. I'm not sure how exactly I'm going to end this skyline and the apartment building just yet. I have a ton of trees over here. I might add like a giant lake and just section this whole thing off. I don't know when I actually am done with this island and when I actually create a DA address. I'm just not sure if I'm going to make this entire area actually even accessible, because I just kind of really am enjoying the view over here. But just heading back along, I'm going to take this diagonal road over, and it's going to take us right into a neighborhood village. So a lot of my villagers were just on the beaches for a long time, and I needed to actually put a spot for them. And so I have a couple villager houses here. I have the second player house, and I'm still on the fence if I want to upgrade it or not. I don't like the exterior of the original player house, but there's a reason. If you go inside, it's actually like an interior design shop that's in there, and I don't really want to add on the extra rooms in there. So we'll see what I choose to do with that. But I'm really not liking it aesthetically for this spot. But headed over through here and just up through here, what I really wanted to do was make this a neighborhood that was kind of gated off with these panels that I've seen a lot of other Japanese players and a lot of other Japanese themed islands do. I really enjoy when people use these to kind of like cover up houses and then also make them like fit into like little neighborhoods. And one big thing for me is that I wanted all of this space to be walkable. I'm trying to keep my spaces open and not super tight and narrow. So I wanted you to be able to walk in here, have a tree, and then be able to still like walk all through here. I still want to detail it some. Maybe I'll put some other like plant items throughout here, just kind of give it more life. Like I said, it's all a huge work in progress. Because you can see back here, I have literally nothing done on the whole back third of my island. But right next to this neighborhood, if I come on out, and I'll show you how to actually navigate here and how like the loop around my island works here in a second. But you can take this road. This will take you up to a little walkway here, and pretty much right here next to it on the outside, this is going to be my convention center build. I'm still working on the exterior a ton, but my goal with this is to end up actually making this look almost like a Pokemon center from the exterior. The build of like what is supposed to be inside for a shop is going to be more of a convention center with a lot of different things, but I don't know. I've been just so nostalgic for like Pokemon stuff lately, collecting cards, stuff like that, that I feel like with the extra design slots, I'd be able to pull off making something like a Pokemon center look really good out here. So over from the side, this is actually where you can enter here. And so right in here, I have a couple of outdoor tables, and then this is a custom design code. And all of the codes that you see that are in this video, I'm gonna have in the description below. Some of them I just use the criteria search though, like this one right here. I just put in Pokemon TCG and I got this code and I was like, okay, that works. But I'll have all those keywords, stuff like that in the description below if you want to check it out. And one item that actually fits this build perfectly is the RC copter. This came out around Toy Day, and a lot of people didn't know you can actually interact with it and it flies. And I just felt like that was a perfect addition for this little convention center area. So I have the new Switch Lite item. I have a Switch out here, a couple of desktop computers with my current game of addiction, Genshin Impact, on the screensaver there. I have a couple stalls in here, and using the New Year Tears Noodles item to kind of like fill in this spot, and I still need to fill in some of these stalls. And one thing you can see up at the top floor of here is I really love this new item over here. I think it's probably one of my favorite new items. So over on the left, up on this like built up third level with all these items running across, that's the new hallway that was introduced with the Sanrio amiibo pack. So I believe that's the Keroppi hallway, I think is what it's called. And I love that item. I love how it stacks together, and I love that you can actually put items on those benches. So I just stacked all of that with different books, record boxes. You can see like the Yu-Gi-Oh record box, stuff like that. And I did the same exact thing with the other side and just put a bunch of different other comics and stuff like that there. And speaking of the new items, I have to go ahead and give a shout out to the people who are making incredible stuff with the standees here. This one I found right here, just doing a criteria search for Naruto, and I found this like Kakashi cutout, and I was like, yeah, this is gonna be perfect for here. And one thing that I learned only recently was that you can actually interact with this, and you can put your head inside, press A, and it's give you different like faces. And I think that's so amazing. Some of these new items are actually incredible. And down here you can see I've carved out the space. I just recently carved out all the space. I am kind of thinking to make this whole convention center almost like an esports arena also. So I'm not sure how I'm going to enclose it yet. And honestly, this build is starting to feel a little overwhelming. I thought I had a rough idea of what I wanted to do, but once I actually built out the space, I'm not actually sure if I want to go through with it or not. I might just enclose this convention center with what it is now, but we'll see how that goes. Just make sure to check a stream to see if I have a meltdown on stream about what I'm gonna do with that space. And then so leaving the convention center, all there is right here is this little walkway. This doesn't take you anywhere just yet. I still have to work on all of the back end of this island for sure. But I'm just gonna head out here, show you like another small build thing that I've done on my island. And that's over here. If we take this over, I'm gonna go ahead and find this little train station spot. So I felt like this kind of ties in with the Skyline being over here. There was the trains that like go through the Skyline. So I saw an idea like this actually from Nookspiration on Instagram, but the original post for this was by a user named Chikachu, I believe, on Reddit. I'll have that linked in the description below. And I don't think they were the first ones to make this concept of having like stairs go down to look like it's a subway or like a train. But one thing that really stuck out to me was that they used the new warp pipe item. And so actually you can't see it here, it's kind of covered, and I kind of like that you can't really see it all too well back there. But you can actually go down here, and if you interact here, you can actually hit a warp pipe and jump down. And this warp pipe is actually going to take you to pretty much the entrance of my island, where there's another little train code right there. And these train station codes, all I did was look up the word train in the criteria search. I'm going to try to make my own or look for other ones, because I'm not really sold on how these ones look color-wise with the rest of my island. But yeah, this takes you just right back to the entrance of my island, and here we are. And just to show you where I was with the convention center and how kind of like this loop works on my island, so I'm just gonna run past all of this because this was all in the last update video that I did for my island. And you can come through, there's a little walkthrough here, and this walkthrough you can actually see there's the convention center. So you can just walk all the way around, you don't have to take trains to get anywhere, but I just thought that was a really cool addition. So that way you can kind of navigate between different areas of the island. And so that's pretty much it for what's changed on my island so far. Not a ton of stuff. I'm really taking it slow when it comes to building this island out. I don't want to burn myself out, but I'm really happy with the progress and how this is coming along. I'm very much enjoying working on a city island again and not like the rural island that I was trying some months ago. I feel like I'm going back to my AC roots by doing this, you know? So that'll about do it for this island update video. I hope you enjoy the progress of my island. Please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. It would just go a long way in helping out the growth of my channel. Huge shout out as always to my channel members. It's because of you and your continued support that I can continue to create content like this on this channel. If you want to become a member, just hit that join button next to the subscribe. If you don't see it, it'll be linked in the description below. Thanks again for watching. Stay safe out there, and I'll see you in the next one.